Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast, episode 464. It's exactly 464 days since this podcast and blog started, so the whole project started exactly, once again, 464 days, and it goes like that, straight, continuously, without any break. That means that we are over a year and probably 3 months or something like that, because I think it started 19th of September 2022, and I'm really proud to say that we are still going. Today's update is probably going to be a single segment, not like yesterday where I was able to record multiple segments, and it won't be super exciting, but I named the blog post and the podcast episode The Cave, and you might think about some fancy caves in Ireland, but nothing sort of this. I admit it is a little bit of a clickbait, but I want to show you the cave because it's quite funny. For some time already, and I already updated on this prior to Christmas, Julian's wish, my son is Julian, for those of you that you don't know, his wish was to get his room properly set up with gaming gear for Christmas. So obviously he had console, but he wanted a couple of gear items, I would say, that would make the setup better, but also he wanted that to be moved from downstairs from living room upstairs to his room. So we completely ripped his room of anything that was in there, except for the bed, obviously, and used the previously cluttered place that I use sometimes for as my office to properly set it up for gaming. And in yesterday's episode, if you haven't seen it, then you can have a look. I showed the first footage of his gaming setup while he was playing, but today I want to show you because it became even more ridiculous now. Although I understand, because, you know, it's just a, I guess, kids thing or teens thing. I probably went through that as well, albeit I didn't have my own separate room. So at least in this, he is fortunate enough to have it. But yesterday we only set it up, but this morning and now the afternoon, whenever he had the chance or asked for, you know, playing time, and he's granted that, not only he closed himself, that's one thing, but he also closed the window. And for those of you that don't know my son, Julian, in, I would say, gaming world, you can check his channel. His nickname is Croissant Gamer. I always add it to description, so you can check this out. I want to show you the cave of Croissant Gamer. Let's have a look. So you see it's properly dark, and here is that creature from the dark cave of Croissant Gamer. So you see he closed the window. It's dark in here. The only light that comes is from the bloody TV, and here he is. So this is the cave, and this thing is the caveman, Croissant Gamer.
How dare you?
Alright, so yeah, so that's why today's episode and the vlog is called The Cave. Let me close the cave now. Yeah, so I thought it would be funny to put a twist on today's episode name and make it a little bit more entertaining than it would be if I just told you today's update, which is less hilarious or less funny, but it made our day a little bit less dull, I guess. So the weather today is very dry. It wasn't sunny, but it was the sky was pretty clear and it was very nice. There was almost zero wind. I don't think we even got a proper breeze. So it seems like after yesterday's windy day, everything calmed down. And I suspect that it might change in the coming days again, because I saw that some winds might come again to us, but today was eerie and quiet. Many amenities reopened, like the gas stations were open and smaller shops. And we drove to Bundoran to get the cliff walk, forth and back. It was probably about 5.5 to 6 kilometers, but we decided to do the cliff walk from Tulan Strand to Bundoran itself, like the main kind of beach of Bundoran, and then we got out to the main street and returned following the street beside KFC and back to Tulan Strand, which basically gave us the proper loop instead of going forth and back the same way. So yeah, it was nice. Waves were amazing. Atlantic was definitely, despite the low tide, it was fairly rough. A lot of cross waves that we could see, amazing cross waves approaching Tulan Strand. And in general, it was a very nice walk. No wind, dry and fresh air is all we could really ask for. So we did that nice walk, came back home, and we ate something like the proper meal. I would say the lunch, albeit it was our first meal of the day. We tend to do just a small kind of snack with coffee in the morning, and then we only eat the first meal, usually around probably 11, 12 or 1 p.m. depending on if we can survive not being super hungry. And it's just our, I would say, order of the day. We have that schedule, or schedule as I should say, and that's basically it. As you can see, it's pretty gloomy. I will just click that. So it's still not very motivational, I would say, that weather. But one last thing that I would like to mention, and that I spotted, is the great thing about the days. I'm not sure if it's visible. No. So basically, I looked at the watch and I set up my Apple Watch to show me immediately on the first kind of face that I see the sunset time. And sunset is in Donegal today at 16:10, so 10 past 4 p.m, which is already later than the shortest days. The days are getting longer, and I kind of missed that point that we are now getting back longer days, and they will be slowly increasing in the daylight time. So hopefully the weather follows. Obviously it will be still 2-3 months before we can see the drastic difference between the length of the day and the weather, but it's still already motivating and like a positive change that we are looking forward to. So for now, that's it. It's perfect. 10 minutes of the update for today. I hope you have a great rest of the day, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. I hope that you're spending also these quiet days in most areas of the world, relaxing or recharging batteries, spending time with your families, or whichever way you like or you want to during the busy weeks or months of the year, and there's no opportunity to do that. So this time of year, even for people that are in the countries or religions that do not celebrate Christmas per se, I think because a big chunk of the world is celebrating Christmas, that makes for a quieter time of the year for most of the other countries or cultures too. So thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great one and see you in the next episode, which is coming tomorrow.